inside. Was that the game plan coming into today to kind of work the ball in a little bit?
Well, we saw that St. Francis' size wasn't as big as we had, so Coach devised a plan for us to duck in harder in the basket, and we were open. I mean, you turn around, you're right at the basket, so you just got to make the plays.
How do you feel like your first semester of college basketball went?
It was a rough transition at first. You're not used to some of the things, the physicality and the speed, but overall, I feel like I had a good transition, and I'm doing well.
Feel good to get this one after St. Joe's?
Definitely, yeah. That was a smack in the face for us. We were very disappointed, but it feels good to get back on the winning trail.
Rodney, what was the key defensively there? You held them without a bucket for about 7 minutes in the second half.
Just be patient, talk, and make sure we're making all the right rotations. I know a couple times they'll drive to the basket, they like to kick, so we just have to make sure we're in the right spots.
Trying to close out against that three-pointer.
Definitely.
You feel like you're developing? I mean, 10 games into the season now?
Yeah, I feel like I'm on the right track and learning a lot as the games go on and getting better every day.
Who's been, kind of taking you under their wing and showing you how things go?
I would say Darte Ruffin has really been showing me the ropes and telling me what to do and what not to do. And it's helping out my game a lot.
Brew, fair to say it was a game that was closer than it should have been? Or?
I don't know what adjective to put on the game. Maybe lackluster. We had a couple guys that had their bags packed already, ready to get out of here before the game started. So that's for sure.
And yet, you guys wanted to bounce back from St. Joe's, right?
Yeah, we won. I mean, yeah, you like to bounce back with wins.
Yeah.
So,
Is this a tough time of year? Past exams, holidays, starting to get into the grind of the season?
Yeah, I mean, they're kids. And, some of them are. You would think some of the older guys would be, all right, look. But they're like anybody else. They know they can go home after this and spend 3 days with their families. And so, you know what? A lot of times that's what they concentrate on. So, it's unfortunate for the coaches. But for them, I heard in all the games all weekend, that's all the coaches talked about. A couple of these guys ready to go home. And I like to send my guys home for Christmas. So that's the one holiday where I try to schedule where they get a couple of days. Maybe if I stop doing that, we might play a little different.
Do you think it kind of had to do with the pace, though, Brew? I mean, looking at the numbers, you guys shot 46%, held them to 35%. I mean, none of the numbers are really bad. It just seemed like it was just kind of a slow pace to the game.
I thought they outplayed us, to be honest with you. I thought they outplayed us. I thought they played tougher. I thought they played harder. And we just, we talked about Dominic Major. Dude, he's going to shoot 3-point shots. 10 out of 11 shots were from the three. He's going to shoot them. Don't leave him. Just stay on top of him. Make the guy make a layup. So we did it for a few minutes, which got the lead up, and then we went back to doing what we were supposed to do. So a lot of times in this part of it is about concentration. Just got done finals. Now you're playing. Now you got to go. Guys don't concentrate on what we talk about. So that's what happens. I mean, we won. I mean, it is what it is.
Ronnie mentioned Darte taking up under. Can you just talk about what Darte means to this group?
I want Roddy to take Darte under his wings so he can make some layups. He's a senior, though. He's supposed to do that. You know what I mean? The guys, you're a senior. He's a guy who's played a lot for us. Rodney got some ability. So he should be a guy. That's what you're supposed to have on your team. You're going to have a good team. You've got to have that type of stuff going on. So, like I said, I wish he made some layups like Rodney. But I mean, he's done a good job. You guys have done a good job with that type of stuff. Darte's always been like that with the younger guys. So he's done a good job with him and Moran and he's done a good job. And actually, I got to put Goran in there also too. Although Goran doesn't play, those guys have been really good with our younger guys. They really have been.
You guys went into the under-16 media timeout up 4, and then you went on a quick run, and it looked like the intensity was really up coming out of that. Was that something coming from you, or did the guys really realize, how close the game was?
I don't think they ever really realized how close the game was. The game is, to be honest with you, until you remind them once in a while. But I mean, all we just talked about was doing the things we talked about in practice. Keep them off the three-point line. Yo, be aggressive to the basket. Drive. We can get drive to the basket. I mean, see, Francis is a very small team. I mean, so yo, just get it near the rim. Just get the ball near the basket. We can just jump over top of them and score. But for some odd reason, we didn't play like that for 35 of the 40 minutes. And then the 5 minutes we did, we got the lead up, and that was it.
Is Williams giving you a little more scoring than you expected from a freshman?
Well, I always thought he could score. It's just a matter of him, developing, getting the confidence that he can do it at this level. But he's the best scorer of our big guys. So, and Rodney's done a good job of rebounding. He's been blocking some shots too. So it's just about him just feeling more comfortable to be able to score.
What's the deal with Wilson?
What's wrong with him?
No, nothing wrong. I'm saying he's new. I mean,
Yeah, he's all right. He's coming around. I mean, this is only his third game, so he got to get a little bit more acclimated for what we're trying to do. So the more games he'll play, the better he'll get.
You held them out basket for about 6 minutes there late in the second half. What changed during that run for you guys?
Making them drive. We want them to drive, not stand still, shoot 3-point shots. That was our game plan for the whole game was let them drive to the basket. Because of our size, they would struggle to score, finish over top of us. So that was it, really. So, like I said, but we say that, and doing it is a different thing sometimes. So, but we just wanted them to drive, and then for that period, that's what we made them do. We made those guys drive the ball to the basket a little bit. Made a couple of their big guys finish, which they did. A couple of their guards finish, which they didn't. And then we got some transition buckets. So that was it, really.
Not to keep going back to Rodney, but when he was on the floor today, he showed that he can score the ball, but he has struggled a little bit with fouls. Is that something, him being out of position as a freshman?
I mean, most freshmen don't struggle with the fouls, Plus, too, this is a tough game for him to play in because of the way that guys play. They pretty much play 5 guys on the perimeter. So they drove, they're going to drive to the basket. So that makes it a little bit more difficult for him to play. So that was one reason why he sort of got a foul shot.
You mentioned that you'd like Williams to teach Darte how to make more layups, and yet early in the second half, roughly in the fifth, they scored their first 8 points. I mean, is that, I guess, something you'd like to see more of, right? More points from them?
Hopefully.
Does that smell?
Hopefully. So, hopefully we'd like to get him to score a few more baskets. My coaches keep telling me to throw it to him, so we threw it to him today. You saw what we got.